back with another video, and today I want to take a look at the US dollar CAD on the daily time frame, and I want to look at a trading opportunity that is on the horizon. So you have to watch this pair and monitor it and look for what we're going to talk about, and you'll see this trading opportunity quite possibly develop. All right, but if you look here at the Ichimoku system, looking at this pair with Ichimoku, you'll see that basically there's a few things we want to take notice of. First, we see how we had a nice incline here and how we were moving to the upside with the Kumo cloud, and then it started to thicken out, and then finally you had a crossover. You turned into a bearish crossover, and then it's flattened out here, and then you got a bullish crossover, and now you have a lot of volatility with this thickness here, and basically we're running flat. That lets me know that this pair is beginning to range. Okay, so with that said, we're going to take Ichimoku off the chart and we're going to look at this pair based off of a few things where we're going to look for our trading opportunity. All right, so number one, we're going to mark this level as our support and resistance level. So this is going to be a resistance level based here. All right, so I'm going to make it into a zone, and I'm going to put it at the base here and at this upper wick here. So this is the daily time frame. So you could probably go down to the 4-hour time frame and get into this trade a little better, but these are the levels where you want to look for the trade. All right, and price is approaching this level. Okay, so I have my levels at, we could make it even better, just basically I'm at 134.200, you could put it, and 134.520. That'll be the levels that we have resistance, right? And then also let's mark this level here. All right, so we're going to mark this previous resistance level right here, and we're going to base it off of this level right here. So we'll make it a zone also, and we're making these zones because we have the wicks here, so we're going to make that a zone, and you could see that where it is support and resistance. Okay, so you have that little zone. Price violated the level, and it didn't really get back to it there, but it came back here pretty close. All right, so we'll consider that, and we could even move this better to get right to the top of this wick here, right to the top of that wick right there. All right, and if we get there, you could see price bounced right on that level. So those levels should be the same. So the high here was 128.341, and then this low should be right about that. The low is 128.314. Okay, so they line up right with each other. So that lets me know that's a support level here. So now, being that we saw Ichimoku made this pretty much show us that we were starting the range. We see the range with Ichimoku. We could see how it's flat now. So if you guys can't see how it's flat, let's just look at it. It's flat now based off of this level here. So we'll call that the bottom. And then here we go again. So we're pretty much flat because you broke through this level here. You found resistance, support, and now we're looking for resistance. And this is where our trade comes into effect. All right, so what we're looking for now is a bounce off of this resistance level and a trade to the downside. Now be careful, because there's going to be quite possibly some bull traps here where the market seems to break through, and then all of a sudden when that candle closes, you'll have a long wick candle piercing through here and the market dropping back down to the downside. If we can catch this trade around this area here and trade it down to our support level here for close to 600 pips. So that's what we're looking to do. We're going to catch this trade about between the, let's see, that level 134.526, the high, and 134.200, the low level here. And we're going to trade it down to this area here. All right, so our trade will, we could even look for this level as a target, make it even safer. All right, but once you get down here anyway, you're going to have close near to 600 pips. Now the thing that we're going to look at, we see this resistance level, we see that price is flattened out, so we also want to look at one other thing. Let's look at some divergence here and see what we got. All right, so we do have divergence here. Oh, I messed up my line. That's okay. We'll remove that one. But anyway, we do have divergence here, and it's bearish divergence. All right, we can see it in a couple different areas. So the first area we're going to see it is from here. This is going downwards, the ultimate oscillator, but price is going from this level to the same level. All right, so what I'm looking at are two things. The first level I'm looking at is this level compared to this level. And when I see those levels, they are back even with each other. But on here, the divergence shows that it's bearish, which means that this trend has lost strength to the upside. All right, it's lost strength to the upside, and we should see a failure and the market fall to the downside. Now also I can look at where price is coming basically from anywhere in here. So even coming from, let's say, this level, right from here, this is still going higher, and we could even go back farther. We'll go to this level. From this level, look where this is. This is going higher, but this is going still lower. This is strong bearish divergence. We're going to look for a trade here. So if I look for my trade on the daily time frame, I'm just going to look and leave these candles go, and I'm going to look for a rejection in this area. So my rejection, I want to see something like this, and we know what we're looking for, right? So if we're going to look for something, we're going to look for a rejection of this level and a candle much like this. And when we get that, we would enter a violation of that level with a stop loss above this level. You got to be a little bit above this level here, because the market knows there's going to be stop losses up here, and the market's going to come back and try to test those levels and take your stop loss out, and then the next thing you know, it's going to go to the downside. You're going to lose your trade, and then the market's going to go your way. So you don't have to be quick to get into this trade. Be careful and watch, and be patient on it. But another thing I see, look at all these rejections here, rejections. That tells me there's a lot of orders in between this area, and those orders are going to be from this area over. These are a lot of bears trying to enter the market, because the bulls are pushing this up, but more bears jump into the market, and they've been jumping in here, and it's pretty much even. That's why you have this indecision here when there's pretty much even neutral orders, pretty much, because you have people that were in the market that are taking profit from this gain here, and then you have people that are entering the market also. So that's where you get this indecision and then rejections here. Now we have a nice candle moving up. I want to see price get up here, because I want to see price get up in this area between our two levels and then show me a rejection. Now I also can trade the level. Now we remember how to trade our level. We have this zone here. When price gets into the zone, as it goes higher, we could put an entry level. Once it gets in the middle of the zone, we could put a entry level right at the zone with a stop loss above this wick here, and then let the price come down to us, all right, and then trade it to the downside. Or we can wait for the candle to close. Now if the price gets way up here, and then if it violates and goes a little higher, I may put my entry level at the middle of the zone, and then let the market come back down to me, and then place my stop loss above the high here, above the high that it creates. So we're going to wait, because we're not ready to enter the market yet. So we'll wait on this, and then I'll update this throughout the thread here that we're looking at, and I'll make it a video, or I'll make it a posting. But that's what we're going to be looking at. So we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame, as we probably could get another entry off of the 4-hour. Now look at this. This is a nice entry here, but it's just too big, so it wouldn't have been a good entry off of there. If you go back and look here, another big green candle, and then you would have had to wait for the inside out trading here. So you would have entered here with a stop loss here. So these are just some ways that you can look at how to enter this market, because we don't know what the price action is going to give us. It may give us all of this here and never even get back up to this point, and then drop down slowly to the downside, and we'll miss exactly what we want. Therefore, that's why we really want to see this thing get up into this level here. We don't want to see it keep doing what it's doing here. This is really hard to trade, get into the trade here, because it'll cause us to get into the trade much later and further away from this ceiling than we want to. Now even something like this I really don't love, because you do have the rejection, but then you look how deep down that goes. I still would have had to look for my entry down here somewhere. So That's why we really want to see this get in here. So what I would do, guys, if I were you, put them put some kind of a price alert around this area so that you're alerted when it gets to that point, so you don't miss when price gets up into this level. Because once price gets up into here, we want to be looking for our price action entry trade to the downside. All right, you could see even here there's some divergence here, starting from here to here. This is starting to show the divergence also, but not that strong. The daily looks a lot stronger, all right, as showing bearish divergence. So we want to catch that trade off the daily. So we're going to keep that updated, wait for price to get up here and show us some kind of entry signal. We'll try to keep this updated and make sure that we don't miss this trading opportunity. But until then, guys, that's what we're looking at for the US dollar CAD on the daily time frame, quite possibly entering on the H4 time frame. So there you go. Hope you guys catch this. We'll keep this all updated, and have a great week of trading. God bless. So long.